Good afternoon, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Spokane Steve Aquilon with you here. It's a Monday. I'm an hour earlier. Why? Because we've got a doubleheader today. I'm going to play it as a doubleheader. The first game's of April 24th. The New York Mets at the Atlanta Braves. Jack Fisher on the mound for the Mets. Pretty good season out of Fisher. 11-14, but a 3.68 ERA in 33 starts. Wade Blasingame, the lefty, on the mound for Atlanta. 5.32 earned run average. Pretty good on base against lefties, but he's got some serious home run numbers on this card. Against the righty, he doesn't give up any power, but a lot of on base. So not a great card by Blasingame. Fisher, a pretty good card. Balanced. He's also got a long ball issue on the right-handed side of his card. Not too bad on the left side, about 3 chances. I'll get the lineups in, and then I'll get my other laptop over for stats. It's in the process of syncing my iPod right now, which for some reason is taking forever today. So we'll get the lineups in for the Mets. Oh, God, I lost my voice right before I come on. Never fails, does it? I just got a hot cup of coffee. All right. For the Mets, Ron Hunt will lead off and play second base. Eddie Brissoud will be the shortstop. Ken Boyer at third base. Jim Hickman's in right field today, batting cleanup. Cleon Jones in center. Ron Swoboda in left. Ed Kranepool will be at first base against the left-hander. Jerry Grody will do the catching and bat 8th, and Fisher bats 9th. For Atlanta, Felipe Alou will be in center leading off. Eddie Matthews is at third base. Hank Aaron, of course, in right field batting third. Lee Thomas at first base hits cleanup. Joe Torre will do the catching. Rico Cardi in left field. Dennis Menke at shortstop. Woody Woodward at second base, and Blasingame on the mound. Interestingly, both catchers on these teams caught both games of this doubleheader. You don't see that very often, even in those days. Now, we're very young into the season. There's been a couple of doubleheaders, and this is the first instance I can recall of a catcher catching both games. And in this case, both catchers are doing it. We'll get underway shortly. Let me just take a second and check that other laptop. One minute. All right, that's better. We'll play an inning or two. That's taking forever. And we'll go ahead and get things underway. Blasingame lefty, he's completed his warm-up tosses now. As the umpire says, play ball. Ron Hunt will step to the plate, right-handed batter. Blasingame gets his sign from Torre, and here's the first play of the game. That'll be a 3-8 against the left-hander. A fly to center field. Alou's there and makes the catch for the out. One down, and Eddie Brissoud will be the hitter. I'm not very familiar with Brissoud. Let's take a look at him. He had 405 at-bats that year, batted .225, .307 on base percentage, 10 home runs, and he's a .4 at shortstop. The pitch from Blasingame on a 1-3, tapper down to first. Thomas will take it himself, and quickly there are 2 away. And that'll bring up Ken Boyer, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Blasingame into the windup. Here's the pitch, 6-11 to the right-hander. Grounder to the pitcher, X. Blasingame, a 3-22. And here's the play. On a 5, that'll be the error frequency. So we've got an E22 in the role of an 8, and he makes the play for the out. 1-3X, the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Blasingame, and after half, it's New York nothing, Atlanta coming to bat. The Mets come into the game with a 2-5 record on the season. The Braves 4-6. So this is an important series for both teams as they try to get back into the race. The Braves in particular seem to be underachieving to this point with this incredible lineup. I mean, you've got Rico Carty batting 6th, for God's sakes. And welcome, Yankee Bob. Great to have you, sir. Jack Fisher has completed his warm-ups, and now Felipe Alou stands in for Atlanta. Fisher into the windup. The pitch to Alou, a 4-4 to the righty. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Grody. He's a 2-8. And here's the play. On a 20, it's a foul out to the catcher. Grody makes the play. 1 down. Here's Eddie Matthews now. Left-handed hitting third baseman. Fisher gets his sign from Grody. And here it is, a 3-4 to the righty. He walks him. So a 1-out walk to Matthews. And coming to the plate is Henry Aaron. Fisher now from the stretch. The pitch to Hammer and Hank is a 2-8. Ball 4, he loses him. Back-to-back walks issued by Fisher here in the first. And the Braves have first and second, 1 away, and Lee Thomas will be the hitter. Fisher from the stretch. Pitch to Lee Thomas, a 5-4, ball 4. 3 consecutive walks by Fisher, and he's loaded the bases with 1 out. Oh my goodness, Fisher, having control problems, can't seem to command the strike zone at all here in the first inning. And he's walked the bases full on 3 consecutive batters. And here's Joe Torre with Rico Carty on deck. Fisher winds and deals. It's going to be a 6-10, grounder to third base X. That's Boyer, a 2-26. This could be 2. Here's the play. On a 13, that'll be the error range. An E22 on the roll of a 4. That doesn't sound good. That's an error. 1 base error on Boyer, and that'll score a run. And the Braves jump out to an early lead. Matthews comes in to score. Error New York. Aaron takes third, Thomas to second. Still only 1 away. Base is still full, and here's Rico Carty. The pitch to Carty is a 2-9. Grounder to shortstop, that's going to be 2. That's going to be Brissoud to Hunt to first, double play. And Fisher escapes cheaply enough for Atlanta. 1 run on no hits. That run would be unearned. And it's 1-0 Atlanta after an inning of play. So Fisher, with 1 out, walks 3 consecutive batters. A run scored on an error by Boyer. And then he gets the ground ball he needed for the 6-4-3 double play. So we'll move along to the second now, and Bob's for the Braves. I'm kind of for the Braves here too, only in the for the reason that they seem to have underachieved so far at 4-6. They had a pretty good club in '66. The pitching matchup would tend to favor the Mets, however. We'll see what happens. Here's Hickman now to lead it off for New York. Blasingame. The windup and the pitch, a 5-8 to the righty. It's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Woodward, a 3E24. Ranges behind the bag. On a 20, he makes the stop, turns, and throws him out. Nice play, Woody Woodward. With 1 down, here's Cleon Jones. Blasingame gets his sign. Pitch to Cleon, a 2-5. Base hit up the middle. So 1 out single for Cleon. An asterisk 15. Blasingame with a poor hold, +2. Torrey is 0, so he'd be a 17 not held. They will have to hold him on, making him a 1-15, and he's going to try for the lead. 2-7. He'll be a 1-15. On a 4, he's got it. He's going. Here's the throw from Torrey, and he's in there on a 14. So a stolen base for Cleon Jones. That puts him in scoring position. The potential tying run in this early going. And here's Cranepool, the next pitch to Cranepool. A 5-6 to the lefty, a grounder to first base. That's going to be Thomas. He'll take it himself. 2 down. Hang on. That should have been Swoboda. Sorry about this. Replay review. My apologies, everyone. Okay, I inadvertently flipped Swoboda's card. He was still up. 5-6 to the right-hander. He struck out. And now we've corrected that, and here's Ed Cranepool. Left on left. Pitch to Cranepool, a 4-9. A liner speared by Menke, and that'll retire the side. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. At the end of an inning and a half, it's still 1-0 Atlanta. And welcome, Franklin and Dave. It's still an out. Yes, it is. And fortunately caught that one rather quickly, rather than 2 batters later. Bottom of the order for Atlanta here in the second. Menke, Woodward, and Blasingame. Fisher, the right-hander, winds and deals. Pitch to Dennis Menke, a 3-10. Triple to 2. That's going to be into the gap. Menke rounding. He's in with a leadoff double. So we'll lead off double by Dennis Menke, and here's Woody. Fisher checks his runner. Now comes to the plate, 5-3 to the right-hander. He is a weak 5-3 single to 17, but the roll is a 20, and that will be a fly out to left field. Swoboda makes the catch, one down. Let's take a look at that again. 5-3 to the righty. Weak both ways for Woody, so single to 17, it's a 20. Fly out to left field, and here's Fisher. Sorry, here's Blasingame. Blasingame, a left-handed hitting pitcher. Here's Fisher's pitch, a 4-11, fly to left field X. That's going to be Swoboda, 3-E-4. As he drifts towards the line, here's the play. On an 8, that will be the error range. An E4, the roll is a 7, and he makes the catch for the out. That will retire the side. No, it will not. Sorry. Get in the game, Steve. 7X, 2 down, and Felipe Alou will be the batter. And it's a 5-6 to the right-hander. It's a triple to 4, and that's going to be a triple. Oh, my God, the roll is a 2, rattling around in the corner. Hickman chasing it down. Menke will score easily. Here's the throw into third, and Alou is safe with a triple. And just like that, it's 2-0 Atlanta. And here's Eddie Matthews. Fisher, a glance down at Alou. The windup in the pitch, a 3-8, swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Matthews, and that will end the inning. A run on 2 hits, they leave a man. After 2 complete, it's Braves 2, Mets nothing. And now I am going to take a minute and check that other laptop, which I could use for stat purposes. And there we go. We have the other laptop back now. Sync is complete. So that's nice. As we move along to the 3rd inning, it will be Grody, Fisher, and Hunt for the Mets. Blasingame looking good out there so far. Here's his pitch to Jerry Grody. 4-4 to the righty. It's a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Matthews. Eddie, a 4E27 down there. The roll of the play is an 11. That'll be the error frequency. So we've got an E27, a roll of a 9. He makes the play. Nice play, Matthews. So Grody retired on the grounder to third, and here's Fisher now, right-handed batter. Blasingame. The pitch is a 2-11. That's a grounder down to second. Woodward has it. Flips over to Thomas, quickly 2 down. And that'll bring up Ron Hunt. Hunt flew out to center his first time up. Blasingame gets his side. Pitch to Hunt on a 5-6, struck him out. 1-2-3 go the Mets in the 3rd. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for joining me today. I'm an hour early. That's because of the doubleheader. I'm going to play two today. It's a Met and Brave doubleheader. First date on the schedule, April 24th. Actually, I like this 1 o'clock start. I don't know, what do you guys think? I might go to 1 o'clock on a regular basis, even for a single game. I do find myself sometimes after lunch sitting around waiting for 2 o'clock to come. Anyway, I'd be interested to hear what you think, and I'll take it under advisement. I'll think about it. I won't say I'll look into it. I could say that, but... So bottom of the third, Hank Aaron will lead it off for the Braves. Here's the pitch from Fisher. It's 6-4. It's going to be a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Brissau to 4E32. Here's the play. On a 15, he makes the play. How about that? Fine play by Eddie Brissau, and here's Lee Thomas. A 6-12 to the lefty. That's pitcher's card X. Fisher a 2E19. Here's the roll for the play. On a 16, that's the error frequency, and 19 on an 11. One base error, he can't handle it. Error Fisher, and Thomas is aboard. So for the Mets, their second error of the ball game already. And here's Joe Torre. From the stretch now, the pitch to Torre, a 3-3. He walks him. Thomas down to second. The Braves are threatening again here. They've scored single runs in the first and second inning. And here's Rico Cardi. Fisher's had some traffic. He's gotten out of it relatively cheap so far. And now from the stretch, the pitch to Cardi, a 1-5. He walked him to load the bases. So that's already the fifth walk issued by Fisher in the ball game. And the bases are loaded with 1 out for Dennis Menke. Holy cow. Grody out to the mound now. And welcome John Wise. Glad to have you, sir. John has the 66 set. Will Franklin, it's never too late to buy another one. And Yankee Bob, you started 3 years ahead of me, give or take. John, I'm doing the advanced game. I have added the supplementary stealing to that, mostly as a governor on myself, since they have to establish the lead to steal. Otherwise, I have a habit of getting a bit steal crazy. Okay, sacks full, 1 down. Fisher, the pitch to Menke. It's a 5-3. High fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Swoboda. Grand slam home run, Dennis Menke. Oh my God, how about that? And the fans are going nuts. Let's look at that again. A 5-3. Does Menke have the power? He sure does. Homer 1-17. The roll is a 3. And Menke has just cleared the bases. And it is 6-0 Atlanta. And we've got activity in the New York pen already. Darryl Sutherland throwing down there. So Menke with a grand slam home run. Let's take a look at that. That's his second home run of the season. And here's Woody Woodward. Fisher winds and deals a 2-9. Grounder down to third base. Boyer has it. Throws him out. Two down. And Blasingame will be the hitter. Left-handed hitter. The pitch from Fisher. 6-4 to the left. He gets a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Brassow to 4E32. Here's the play. On an 11, that'll be the error range. And E32, the roll is a 6, and that's a one-base error on Brassow. So E6, Blasingame's aboard. That's the third error for New York already in the game, and that'll bring up Felipe Alou. So Fisher really does not appear to have much of anything today as he comes set from the stretch. Pitch to Alou on a 4-4. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Grody, a 2E8. Here's the play. On a 10, that will be the error frequency. An E8, the roll is a 10, and he makes the play. Ground ball to the catcher, little dribbler. Grody out to get it and throws him out. 2-3X. Retires the side, but the Braves 4 runs on that big grand slam home run by Dennis Menke. And after 3 complete, it's 6-0 Atlanta. I'm checking the chat again now. And welcome, Dave. Dave first played Strat in college in 1985. And Bob, I think that's a pretty spot-on analysis and probably explains why they came into the game 4 and 6. And Blasingame, despite the, let's just call it the somewhat marginal card, appears in complete command so far. And now has a 6-run lead to boot. And it will be Brassow, Boyer, and Hickman up for New York here in the 4th inning. Blasingame, the sign, the pitch, a 2-3 against the lefty. Grounder down to third base. That's Matthews. He makes the play and throws him out, 1 down. And here's Ken Boyer now. Boyer 0 for 1. Blasingame gets his sign. The windup, the pitch, a 3-9 against the lefty. Grounder down to second base. That's going to be Woodward. He scoops it up cleanly and throws him out. And here's Jim Hickman now. Hickman standing in from the right side, 0 for 1. Pitch from Blasingame, a 4-8 against the right-hander. That's a triple to 8, but Hickman's going to sell for a long single, and he's aboard with 2 down. Hickman not a threat to steal, although he's a 15 should he try for the lead. He'd need a 5 or a 6 to get it, but trailing by 6, they're just going to let Cleon Jones hit away. And here's the pitch from the stretch to Cleon. On a 4-11, grounder down to third. That's Matthews. He's got it and throws him out to retire the side. So no runs, a hit, 1 left on. And Blasingame has 4 scoreless innings in the book. Fisher, by contrast, is on the ropes. In fact, I'm going to have to check the early fatigue rule here quickly. Unless someone would like to help me out. I know it's 5 runs in an inning. But I'm thinking it might be 6 in 2. Let's take a look. Pitcher endurance. It doesn't say anything about that here. It is 6 runs in 2 consecutive, or 7 in 3. Sutherland's ready to come in any case. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron to follow. Fisher into the windup, a 4-11 to the left-hander. It's a fly to left field X. That'll be Swoboda, a 3-E4. Here's the play. On a 12, that'll be the error range. So an E4 on a 10, Swoboda makes a fine running catch, 1 down. So Ron Swoboda's been busy out there in left field so far. And here's Henry Aaron, 0 for 1 with a walk. Fisher into the windup. The pitch to Henry, 110, high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Swoboda, gone. Home run, Hammer and Hank. And that's going to do it for Fisher. Here comes Wes Westrom. Fisher just did not have anything today from the get-go. With 1 out in the first, he walked 3 consecutive batters, and it has not gotten any better for him. So Fisher lasts only 3 1/3. Four hits, but 5 walks. Seven runs, 5 earned. And he struck out only 1. So Sutherland, who pitched in this game in real life, coming on in what would appear to be a mop-up role. The right-hander had a 4.87 ERA in 44 innings. A relief endurance of 3. And here's Lee Thomas. You know, it's interesting, Dave. On my rule sheet, that's listed under the super advanced rules, but I'm pretty sure that rule was in effect even in the basic game. At least that's the way we always played it, or the way I always played it. This is going back to, I started playing in 1970. Here's the pitch to Thomas with 1 away. A 3-8 against the righty. Tapper down to first. Cranepool's got it. Flips to Sutherland covering. That's 2 down. And here's Joe Torre. 0 for 1 with a walk. Sutherland with the windup in the pitch. A 5-11 to the right-hander. Torre lines a sharp single into left. So Joe Torre with a 2-out single. And here's Rico Cardi. Sutherland from the stretch now. That's a 4-6 to the right-hander, and he walks him. Torre down to second. Atlanta taking a lot of pitches today, working deep into counts, something not that all common in the 60s. But they're wearing out this New York pitching staff. And here's Menke now. He of the grand slam home run and a double. 2 down, first and second. Here's the pitch to Menke. It's a 5-10. Fly to center, shallow. In comes Cleon, still coming. He's there to make the catch to retire the side. But the Braves tack on another on the Hank Aaron home run. And after 4 complete, they lead it 7-0. And Eddie Fisher, right, yeah. You know, I think Eddie probably could have pitched about as well. Blasting game getting ready to go here in the 5th. It'll be Swoboda, Kranepool, and Grody for New York. Here's Swoboda now. Blasting game, the windup. It's a 5-7 to the right-hander. Single to 3. That liner's going to find the glove of Woodward. So a liner to second. And here's Ed Kranepool, 0 for 1. Blasting game, the left-hander. Winds, the pitch, 5-10. Catcher's card X. That's going to be Torrey, a 2E7. Here's the roll on the play. A 12 will be the error range. So an E7 on the roll of a 6. He can't get it. It's an error on Torrey. Oh my goodness. E1 on a 6. So that will go as an E2. Kranepool's aboard for the Braves, their first error of the game. 4 errors in the game already. And here's Jerry Grody. Blasting game from the stretch now. Pitch to Grody, a 1-9 against the left-hander. He struck him out. So Grody down on strikes. And here's Sutherland now. Sutherland, a 3 pitchers hitting card, so we'll have to change that out. There it is. And down this much, they're going to let him hit. They need to get some length out of Sutherland. Darrell, a right-handed batter. It's a 110, and he's got himself a base hit. How about that? 110 open single to center. Kranepool could try to go to third on that, but trailing by 7, he's just going to play it safe and hold up at second. And Ron Hunt will come to the plate. So Blasting game in his first real situation of the game so far. He's got Hunt up there with 2 down and runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. That's a 1-5. Triple to 2. He just misses it. It's a double asterisk single. That's going to score Kranepool. Sutherland into third. That will be an unearned run charge to Blasting game. This inning should be over without the error by Torrey. So 7-1, runners at the corners, and here's Eddie Brassard, 0 for 2. From the stretch, that's going to be a 3-9 against the left-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3, and that will retire the side. The Mets pick up a run on 2 hits and leave a pair. And it is a 7-1 ball game. So they let Sutherland hit. He came through with a single. Extended the inning so Hunt could drive in a run. And John finishing a 2016 Red Sox replay. And Franklin, MLS The Show video game. I'm not familiar with that one, Franklin. Here's Woody Woodward to lead off the bottom of the fifth for Atlanta. Sutherland gets his sign. The windup and the pitch to Woody. That's a 6-10 to the right-hander. Catcher's card X. That's going to be Grody, a 2E8. Here's the roll on the play. On a 5, that's a pop out to the catcher. And with one down, Blasingame will bat, a left-handed hitter. Here's the play. 112, pop up, right side, Hunt calling for it. He's there to make the catch for the out. And that'll bring up Felipe. Sutherland's pitch is a 1-7, a double to 5, and that's going to find the gap. Alou will round and settle for a double. The second extra base hit of the game for Felipe, who's now 2 for 4 with a triple and a double. And here's Eddie Matthews. 2 down, Alou at second. The pitch to Matthews. A 4-9 to the left-hander. High fly ball to right field. Back goes Hickman on the track. Makes the catch to retire the side. Oh my goodness, let's look at that again. 4-9 to a lefty. A homer to 6. The roll is a 14. And for Matthews, a loud out to right field. No runs, 1 hit, they leave a man. And we've completed 5 here in Atlanta, with the Braves up 7-1. Oh, MLB The Show. Now, is that something you need a video console for, or can that be played on a PC or a laptop? Boy, I hate to say it, fellas, but barring a miracle, I think this one's over. Blasingame in complete command here. It's Boyer, Hickman, and Jones for the Mets. The left-hander deals the pitch to Boyer on a 4-8. That's a triple to 8. That's going to be a long single for Boyer to lead off the fifth. Blasingame in S6 as far as endurance goes. I'm sorry, to lead off the sixth. He is in S6. This is his first inning of potential fatigue. First batter aboard with a single, and here's Jim Hickman, 1 for 2. From the stretch now, the pitch to Hickman, 1-9, struck him out. And that's the 4th K of the game for Blasingame, and that'll bring up Cleon. Cleon Jones, 1 for 2. Blasingame from the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-7 to the right-hander. A single to 3, but that liner is going to go right into the glove of Woody Woodward. And there's 2 away. And here's Ron Swoboda now, 0 for 2. He's been very busy in left field today. From the stretch, the pitch is a 6-7. That's a double to 8, and that's going to find the gap for a double. Boyer will hold at third. It's a 2-out double by Ron Swoboda, and now there's activity in the Atlanta pen. Billy Odell loosening. Odell, the left-hander. Blasingame in danger of fatiguing with 2 out in the 6th. The runners at second and third. Ed Cranepool will be the batter. Blasingame checks the runner at third, and now from the full windup, the pitch to Ed, a 5-10 to the left-hander. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Torrey, a 2E7. Here's the roll on the play. On a 3, it's a foul out to the catcher. That retires the side. So 2X, that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, a pair left on. And Blasingame survives the jam, or I should say escapes the jam. This figures to be Sutherland's last inning of work, as he's due to bat second in the 7th inning. And he draws the heart of the Atlanta order, Aaron, Thomas, and Torrey. And welcome, A.B. Road. Are you a first-time viewer, A.B.? I apologize if I'm wrong. It's blame it on my senior memory. Here's Hank Aaron. Walked and homered, 1 for 2. Sutherland from the windup. The pitch to Hammer and Hank, a 2-5. He walks him. So Aaron walks to lead off the 6th. Asterisk 19, he'll have to be held on. Sutherland a +1. Grody a -1, so he's a 17 held. And here's Lee Thomas. From the stretch now, Sutherland's pitch to Thomas, a 4-7, and he loses him, ball 4. And now it's Sutherland who can't seem to find the strike zone as he walks the first 2 Atlanta batters in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up Torrey. So he came on with 1 out, 1 2/3. He needs 1 more out to be in his endurance inning. The pitch to Torrey, a 5-8. That's ripped into the gap for a double, the right center gap. Jones over to cut it off. Aaron in to score. Torrey can try to score. Jones is a -1. Sorry, Torrey's the batter. What am I saying? Thomas can try to score. 11 -110. He's going to hold up. And it's an RBI double for Joe Torrey. And it is 8-1. And here's Rico Cardi. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Pitch from Sutherland to Rico, a 2-3. That's a base hit into right field, an open single. Thomas will score. Torrey can try to score. Hickman a -1. Torrey an 8, 1 through 7, not a chance. He's going to hold up. An RBI single by Rico Cardi. And it's 9-1. They'd like Sutherland to finish this inning. He's batting second in the 7th, but he may not make it. Activity again down in the New York pen. Rob Gardner loosening. He would be the mop-up man. And here's Menke, 2 for 3. Double and a grand slam home run. The pitch from Sutherland is a 4-7. A single to 7, but that liner is going to find the glove of Boyer, and that's the first out of the inning. Runners hold. And Woody Woodward will be the batter. And now Sutherland, has pitched 2 complete innings. The pitch to Woodward, a 3-9 against the right-hander. That's a grounder to third base B. That's going to score a run with the infield back. That's going to go 5-4. Torrey comes in to score. Cardi forced. Does that sound right to you? Cardi Forced? I think that's right. I'm checking some of the comments now. Might as well make it casual. This game's a laugher now. The launching pad. I'm cracking up at John's comment now about the Alzheimer's. And thank you, AB Road. I appreciate that immensely. And Dave, that's me. The hand-eye coordination is not there. So Blasingame will hit with 2 down here in the 6th. Left-handed batter. It's a 5-7 to the left-hander, and he walks the pitcher. Woodward down to second. And here's Alou. Sutherland gets his side. The pitch to Felipe Alou, a 6-3, a fly to left field X. That's Swoboda, a 3-E4. Drifting towards the gap. Here's the play on a 12. That's the error range. An E4 on a 9. He makes the catch for the out. Swoboda still very busy out there, and that will retire the side. 3 more for Atlanta. On 2 hits, there were 3 walks. And it's 10-1 at the end of 6. And we got a laugher, guys. They can't all be close ones. Grody, the pitcher's spot, and Hunt due for New York in the 7th. Here's Grody, 0 for 2. Pitch from Blasingame, a 1-10. Tapper down to short. Menke's got it. Throws him out 1 away, and now we'll have a hitter for Sutherland. Sutherland worked 2 2/3. Surrendered 4 hits. You know, for scoring 10 runs, the Braves only have 8 hits. But it's the walks that have killed the Mets. Sutherland walked 4, following in the footsteps of his starter, Fisher. 9 walks to 8 hits in the ball game. And he struck out none? Is that right? That's correct. 3 runs charged. We'll go ahead and pencil in Gardner. And now we need a hitter. Billy Murphy batted in this game in real life. We're going to go with him. Not spending a lot of time on that choice, considering the score. So it's Billy Murphy, the right-handed batter. 1 down. Here's the pitch from Blasingame. A 6-6. He walks him. So a 1-out walk to Billy Murphy, and here's Ron Hunt. Hunt 1 for 3 today. Blasingame's pitch, a 2-9, fly to left field. That's going to be playable for Cardi. He glides over and makes the catch, 2 down. And here's Eddie Brassard. Eddie's 0 for 3. from the stretch. A 1-9 against the left-hander. High fly ball to deep left field. That's going to be off the wall for a double. Careening into center, where it will be picked up by Alou, a -2. Murphy could try to score on that. 14-16 with 2 outs, 1 through 14. Normally I would, but again, considering the score, why would you? So Murphy will hold up at third on the double by Brassard. Runners at second and third, 2 down. And here's Ken Boyer now, 1 for 3. The pitch from Blasingame. Hang on, Blasingame is fatigued. 2 hits in the 6th. He's an S6. A walk and a hit in the 7th. And here comes Bobby Bragan, and that's going to be it for Blasingame, who is fatigued. This is kind of a mop-up situation for them. I'm not sure we even want to use Billy O'Dell here. They're going to go to Dick Kelly instead. So a fine effort by Blasingame. Again, not a very good card, really. He goes 6 2/3. He surrenders 7 hits. And here's the big difference between the Met and the Brave pitching today. Blasingame walked only 1. He struck out 5. He's allowed only 1 run, an unearned run at that, but the runners at second and third are his responsibility. There are 2 away. And it'll be Dick Kelly. O'Dell pitched in this game in real life. However, it was a closer game. Second and third, 2 down. Kelly ready to work to Ken Boyer. The windup and the pitch. A 4-9. Grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Menke. He's a 40-38. Anything but automatic here on this play. And on a 5, that's going to be a single with a 1-base advance. Murphy will score. Brassard stops at third, and it is 10-2. And that'll bring up Hickman. Kelly, wait a minute. 3-6. That may not be right either. That was shortstop X. Yeah, that's right. I didn't note it, but that was shortstop X. And here's Hickman now. The left-hander ready, a 2-9, single, 2 asterisks. An RBI single for Jim Hickman. That'll score Brassard. Boyer into third. And it's 10-3. And here's Cleon. And the Braves having trouble getting the last out here in the 7th. Kelly from the stretch. On a 3-7, he struck him out. Down goes Cleon swinging. The Mets push a couple across on 3 hits and leave a pair. And it's a 10-3 game. I'm going to take a short stretch. Rob Gardner will come on to pitch for the Mets. And hey, Bob, welcome. And we are back. I said it would be a short one. Matthews, Aaron, and Thomas due up for Atlanta in the bottom of the 7th. They lead at 10-3. Rob Gardner has come on to pitch for the Mets. The left-hander ready now. Pitch to Matthews on a 1-9. That's a homer to 1, but that deep fly ball will be caught fairly easily by Hickman. And there's 1 down. Here's Aaron now, homered and walked twice as Gardner goes into his windup. Pitch to the hammer, a 3-11. Grounder down to first. That's going to be Cranepool. He flips to Gardner covering. And quickly there are 2 down. And here's Lee Thomas now. The pitch from Gardner, a 5-3 to the left-hander. Fly to right field X. That's Hickman, a 3-5. Here is the play. On a 6, he can't get it. That's a base hit. So a 2-out single for Lee Thomas. And Joe Torre will be the hitter. Torre's 2 for 3 with a walk. Gardner ready now from the stretch. Pitch to Joe, a 5-8. Grounder to second base X. That's going to be Ron Hunt. Hunt's a 3-28. Here's the play on a 19. He makes the play. And that will do it here in the 7th. 4-3-X, no runs, a hit, 1 left on. We've completed 7 here in Atlanta. It's Braves 10, Mets 3. And thanks for stopping in, John. Appreciate it. Swoboda, Cranepool, and Grody here for the Mets in the 8th inning. Kelly ready to work now. The windup. Pitch to Swoboda, a 6-7 to the righty. Struck him out. And that's 2 Ks in a row for Kelly. And that'll bring up Cranepool. Kelly into the windup. Pitch to Ed, a 6-2. Fly to left field X. That's going to be Cardi. He's a 4-10. Drifting towards the line. Here's the play. On a 15. He can't get it. That's a base hit. So single Cranepool. One down, and here's Jerry Grody. Kelly from the stretch. Pitch to Grody, a 3-4. Pops him up. It's foul on the left side. That's going to be Matthews ranging over and puts it away. And now we'll have a hitter for the pitcher. Gardner. Gardner works an inning, 1 hit, no walks, no Ks, no runs. Let's see what else they can use down there without emptying things out. Right. Baronarth's going to come on. And coming off the bench to bat against Kelly will be Roy McMillan, who also played in this game in real life. Runner on first, 2 down, and here's McMillan now, facing Kelly, the left-hander. And here's Kelly's pitch to McMillan. It's a 4-8 to the right. He pops him up. Menke's under it, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And it's still 10-3. Here's Baronarth now. He's coming on to pitch the bottom of the inning. Carty, Menke, and Woodward do. Baronarth gets his sign. Pitch to Carty, a 1-9. He walks him. Lead off walk to Rico Carty. And here's Dennis Menke. Baronarth from the stretch. Pitch to Menke on a 3-10. He rips that into the left center gap for a 2-base hit. That's a double. Carty can try to score on that. I don't think he will at a 1-10. He's going to hold up. And just like that, it's 2nd and 3rd, as if the Braves need any more runs. Here's Woody. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. The pitch from Baronarth on a 5-8. Grounder to shortstop. Infield was back. Runners hold. And Brassard throws Woodward out. Kelly will bat. He's a 1-hitting pitcher's card. He's a right-handed hitter. Pitch from Baronarth, a 3-9. Grounder to 3rd. Runners again will have to hold, as Boyer makes the play and throws him out. And here's Felipe Alou. 2 for 5, a double and a triple. The pitch from Baronarth on a 2-4, grounder to 3rd. Boyer has it and throws him out. So 2nd and 3rd and nobody out, and the Braves fail to score. They leave a pair. There was 1 hit. We go to the 9th in a 10-3 game. Kelly trying to finish it off. He's an R3. He's pitched 2 innings, so he's in his first inning of potential fatigue as Ron Hunt comes to the plate. Hunt 1 for 4 so far. Kelly into the windup. It's a 5-2 to the right-hander. He's a weak. It's a single to 12, but on an 18, that play will be made by Rico Carty. Fly ball to left field. Let's look at that again. 5-2, 1 to 12. The roll is an 18. And here's Eddie, 1 for 4. The pitch to the Kelly. 5-3 to the right-hander. Ground ball to the pitcher, X. Kelly's a 4-36. And here's the play. On a 2, he can't get it. That's a base hit. 1 out single Brassard. And here's Boyer. Ken Boyer, 2 for 4. Here's the pitch from Kelly on a 2-5. Single with a 2-base advance. And the Mets have runners at the corners with 1 down. And now we have action in the Atlanta pen. Looks like Odell may get in this game after all. And thank you, Bob. I'll be back after this one with game 2 of the doubleheader. And thank you for that, Bob. I wondered about that. Bernarth. Okay, thank you. Bernarth. Hopefully I can remember that. First and third, Hickman the batter. Pitch from Kelly, a 4-6 to the righty. A liner speared by Matthews. And the Mets are down to their last out. And that's going to be Cleon Jones. Last chance for Kelly. Either retires him or comes out. The pitch to Cleon on a 5-10, grounder to third base X. That'll be Matthews, a 4E27. The roll on the play is a 9. That's going to be the error range. An E27 on the roll of an 8. Matthews boots it. 1 base error. Second error for Atlanta. Brassard will score. Boyer holds at second. It's 10-4. And Ron Swoboda will be the batter. So yes, an error does not fatigue Kelly. He'll get 1 more batter. The pitch to Swoboda, a 4-3, fly to right field X. That's going to be Aaron, a 1E4. This should do it. Here's the play. On a 13, that's the error range. An E4 on a 10. Aaron makes a fine catch to retire the side, and that's the ball game. So Kelly is able to finish it. The Mets get a run. 2 hits and leave a pair. That makes it 10-4, the final. Two and a third for Kelly. Kelly came on with 2 out in the 7th, gave up a couple of hits, so 5 hits total. 1 run. For Blasingame, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Blasingame's the winning pitcher. Kelly did not walk a batter. Struck out 2. Bernarth. He did not work 2 innings. I forgot to pencil something in here. He worked 1 inning. He came in here. A hit, a walk, no Ks, no runs. Fisher, of course, takes the loss. For the Braves, 10 runs. On 10 hits, they made 2 errors. For the Mets, 4 runs on 12 hits. They made 3 errors. Big difference was in the walk column. The Brave pitchers only walked 1. The Met pitchers walked 9. And I'll take about a 45-minute to an hour break. I'll get something to eat. I have to set up the second game. So sometime between 3 and 3:15. With the win, the Braves improved to 5-6. The Mets dropped to 2-6. Blasingame is 1-1 now. Came in 0-1. Fisher drops to 0-3 on the season. Home runs in the game by Aaron and Menke. Menke a grand slam. And that's your final here. Game 1 of a doubleheader. The Braves hammered the Mets 10-4. And I'll be back in 45 to 60 minutes for Game 2. I want to thank everybody for watching. And I'll see you a little later on. Take care, guys.